are y'all doing for self-care?
Ooh. You go ahead, T. You go first.
No, I know, because I'm like, since she changed it up for self-care.
Oh wait, what'd you say? I changed it up.
Yeah, like you really
my bad.
down for it.
Self-care.
Like,
So okay.
so to be honest, like right now, like I have a candle on.
That counts.
You know, so like
Yes.
I usually have my candles. Like I watch my Netflix or I'll try to watch certain shows, but I love just having music on. I just love just to have music on it. That soothes me.
Yeah.
And then I've been trying. It's hard some days, but just really trying to just focus on me.
Yeah.
Staying in a cocoon, but then like I find that my shell kind of makes people feel weird around, you know, because I'm so used to being in the shell that once I get around people, they're like, well, what's wrong with you? It's nothing. I have to warm up now to being around other people. Even if I'm talking to you on the phone, it's different than being in your presence because I like my space.
Is this like because of quarantine, or is this just in general?
I think quarantine really did this. It really did this. Like I feel I'm weird around people now because I like being in my space.
Used to it too.
Yeah.
It's like
I definitely relate to that. Because I feel like I'm very much just me and my people kind of person.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just need my people, my friends. That's it. Like I've kind of always been like that. And once I step outside of that, I always feel mad awkward. I'm like, say, I don't know if they get what I mean. Like, what'd you say?
Like if your back is against the wall kind of thing, you all like
I'm like, are they gonna talk first? Do I gotta talk? Oh, okay. I'm like, okay, the conversation's at a pause. Can I leave? Do we leave? Like but you're right too. Even with quarantine, it was like, you know, I was just seeing the same people. Really seeing anybody. It was just like me and my boyfriend, that's it. And then once you step out of that, I was like,
okay.
Ready to go? Like, let's go. So I identify with that.
Right. I'm also trying to do some more going back to my journaling. That because like I noticed because I have so many thoughts and then I may be weird around people, writing stuff out or just writing my ideas and stuff or just how I'm feeling, it helps.
Yeah.
And so like what Jay was saying, staying consistent. I have to stay consistent on doing it. It's because like God had me on like an assignment from last week. I ain't gonna lie, he had me like on an assignment. And then I stopped. So it's just like you gotta stay consistent with it because what he has me doing, and like Eb doesn't even know, like nobody knows what it is yet. But it's just like he has me doing this for a reason. I don't know why. Yeah. But it's just like, but I stopped it.
Yeah.
So I have to get
back.
For you.
Yeah. Journaling is huge. Journaling is that's like my cornerstone self-care activity. Because I'm like, I have 1,000 thoughts. Mad, I'm an overthinker. If there's a rabbit hole to jump down, I'm jumping down. I'm exploring. I'm creating another rabbit hole. I'm coming out. I'm looking and I'm jumping down. Like, I'm in every rabbit hole you can find. All in my mind. Yeah, every cliff you can jump off, I'm like nose first, like diving down. So I definitely gotta like just get my. Sometimes you just gotta get the thoughts on paper. You know what I mean? And like, and that's how I process too. Like most people don't believe me when I say I'm an introvert, but it's like I process first internally and then like writing it down before I can really understand like how and what you know feeling.
It's actually funny you mentioned that because I said to myself, or actually I mentioned it to someone the other day. I said, I'm like, ever since being in school or going through my life or whatever, I was the same way, like when it comes to journaling, but I like to outline so much. So I'm literally giving the bullet points to myself of my life or where I'm at on this part or whatever, because it goes back into being consistent. I'm not a consistent person either. I'm a procrastinator and I'm impulsive. So with all of those things, it's like, all right, Eb, if we can at least just put it to some type of like some type of, organization of it, at least it make you feel more comforted in that. You know what I mean? And then if I know I missed something, I can just go back and be like, okay, this is what you were feeling at this time.
Yeah.
But you can.
Yep.
Man.
And what do you do besides journaling, Eb?
What I started doing is how do I put this? So I created a space in my room where it looks like I'm not in my room. And T can tell you, I have all these greenish foliage things just hanging from the ceiling. It makes me feel like I'm on vacation somewhere because I've always been the type of person that I've changed my room around probably like every week. And that was since I was younger, since I could move furniture or something. Like they would come in the room, have you changed it again? Have you painted it again? I have to do that for myself in order to feel like I'm going somewhere or I'm going forward. You know what I mean? Because I feel like if it's still the same, so I have these plants. I became a plant mama also. I've been doing more. I've been caring for the plants because it helps me care for myself in a sense. And it's weird to say it, but literally I'll walk past one of them and I'm like, oh no, it's brown. Oh, I'll get to it later. No, but if you don't get it to it now, it's gonna die. So I'll make sure I have each of my plants has these little small water bottles. So I can just go ahead and make sure that I'm not lazy about it. So that has been helping with my self-care. And then, like I told T, for us starting this Mind Your Mental Mondays, this is my self-care because it's quarantine. So I'm also an introvert at heart, but I like to be around those that I love and that are my, you know what I mean? Like the ones that I can feel my best around. And if I can't be, then me creating this or being part of this is me having that adult time to just have a conversation about whatever it is that someone else might be having. Maybe it's for me to help that person through it or me to just share my story experience. But all of that is part of my self-care as of right now. I mean,
that's creative too, Eb. Like,
Thank you. And it's weird because doing pictures and photography and stuff used to be it for me. But right now it's like, again, with that shift of this pandemic and all of that, I had to adjust. And this has become it. And it's really like, I don't want to say I'm leaving the magazine is always going to be there. But it's like right now I'm trying to flow with however the times are, and stay as, I guess, in it as I can. And enjoying the moment of it. So that is my self-care.
Are y'all in therapy?
Yes.
I have to get back. I have to get back into it.
Yeah, so I'm in therapy. I was released in June, and then my doctor, because I'm out on a leave from work, so then he asked me to go back into it. So
Wait, what did I release? Like it wasn't up to you to do the therapy?
Well, no. Well, he thought with everything that I was like experiencing from my job and stuff that it was time to go back like to therapy. But but my therapist in June, she felt like I had done all that I needed to do, and I was good. So then, in November, so I've been out on leave since November, and so then he asked me to
go back
to therapy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm definitely working on going back. I was in, I want to say started, I'm not good with keeping in, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Started, it might have been back around April-ish, May-ish. I don't remember, but she's the reason why, because I got the information through her. And then for me, I jumped out because I'm also learning how to do certain self-healings rather than using other people at this moment. Because it's not to say that anyone else can't help. It's just I'm really learning to not be the person that always goes to someone else for the assist on what I should do in my life. You know what I mean?
A lot of power in that. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like I had to get that control back, which is weird because it's again one of those things like I know I don't have full control, but it's definitely something that's making me in a comfortable position to when I do go back, I'm receptive of whatever it is that comes my way. I'm not gonna feel away, like not that to say I won't feel away because I'm sure I'm gonna break down, but I'm getting there. Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, I'm in therapy. I started therapy like 2 years ago because I felt like I was noticing patterns, and there was like, I knew that there was like certain trauma that I hadn't truly worked through. Like I just keep going. And I'm the strong friend, and I'm like dependable friend. And I'm like, so like I knew that there were things that I just like moved through. And at that time I was like, I don't want to just move through. Like I feel like there are things that I haven't really allowed myself to process. And then, like I said, I was noticing patterns in certain like interactions with people and certain, parts of my life. And I was like, I really wanted to get to the bottom of it. So, and then I was talking to my older brother. I don't know if y'all remember him, but I was talking to my older brother, and he had like, I had like noticed a difference in him. Like he wasn't as angry as he used to be. And like, so, and we were talking, and, he had told me how he was in therapy. And I was like, what?
Made you proud, right? Though didn't it make you proud?
Yeah, and I'm such a little sister. Like to this, like I'm 35. I'm still a little sister. So like, if my older brother might be like, "Well, I'm going too." So I'm doing it too. I'm doing it too. That was like the kick, because I had been like thinking about it for like a year and a half. And when he said it, I was like, "Oh, nah, Tommy did it."
Oh, now
because you're not gonna be the only one evolving and growing. And leaving the pettiness behind. Now I'm the only one that's petty. No.
Because you're not gonna be looking at me when you know.
Yeah. Now you want to walk away from an argument. Well, I'm gonna walk away too. Like I'm gonna get my so that was really like, I think the thing that pushed me over to do it. And then like as I just started pulling the layers back, I just was like, I loved it. And it started to be like a safe place, like of being able to really unpack things and just like get to certain realizations that I needed, and so so it's definitely, I think I go like either weekly or bi-weekly. It just depends.
Depends on what's going on.
Yeah, I'm such a fan of it. I tell everybody, because I feel like ultimately everybody has trauma in some way, shape, or form. I don't care how your life is. I don't care how good your life was growing up. There's some sort of trauma, and I feel like childhood trauma that impacts everybody. And I feel like
comes back to that.
Always. And it's like, and it's not because it's not like, oh, you had bad parents, you had a bad childhood. There's just, you know what I'm saying? Like trauma that exists for kids in some way, shape, or form that starts to play out in your adulthood.
Especially, and then it really shows up in your 30s for some reason. Like 20s, it'll show up a little bit, but when you hit the 30s, that's when it just be like, hello, do you remember me? Like,
tell me that I wasn't that my shit didn't stink in my 20s. Like what? Like I don't need, I'm good. Whatever. And then a couple years into 30, I was like, shit,
sucker punched us. It was
it's not real.
And I was literally just talking to one of my best friends earlier today, and we were like, you know, we were talking about 2018, which was a rough year for both of us. And we were talking about how we would literally be on the phone all day. We got full-time jobs. We would be on the phone all day, leave work, be on the phone, like just unpacking the trauma, just talking about, you know, and we were like, yeah, and we were like, yo, you remember 2018? And she was like, yeah. I was like, nah. I was like, bitch, we hit rock bottom in 2018. Like, we were bad. It was bad. Like, it was bad.
You sound like me and my girlfriend Patrice, so that was us. We were like people would be like, y'all at work, and we will be.
I don't know if people who like, can everybody see this live? Because I don't want my old coworkers. Listen, we would be on the phone. I would be rearranging conference calls and meetings. I don't know how many times I rescheduled a one-on-one, like
sessions. You need
it.
People don't understand how real it is.
I understand you, Duty. I understand.
I'm telling you, even so now, it's so funny because whenever like, and she lives in Seattle now. Hey Nexus. So she lives in Seattle now. So there's a time difference. We don't talk as much, right? But when we talk, and my boyfriend's on the West Coast right now. So with the time difference, right? Like he always gets the evenings. And so if I'm on the phone and you know, and he's like, you talking to Nexus, ain't you? I'm like, he's like, I know, like it's about to be a 3-hour combo, 3.5 hours. Because just like I'm just because just as I'm jumping in the rabbit hole, she holding my hand, we both jumping like that's that friend. We gotta like, you know, pick up every stone, look under it, talk it out, and it's just
I love it though. I know they say it's so funny because they say your friends, your family, etc., are not your therapist. I get that, but there's a but.
Yeah,
I do feel like, because I will always say this, T and I, whenever we are about to unpack on each other, we are like, how's your spirit today?
Yes. Yeah.
Energy before we go there. Because if the other one's not right, we make sure and we'll go on with another day. Because at that moment, you need me or I need you, whatever, we're going to give that attention.
Yeah, that's healthy.
I feel that way. I feel like it's healthy enough. However, when it comes to other things, yes, it is good to still seek, you know, professional help. But I will say, if you have that one true person you can unpack that with, like you said, you be on the phone for hours. Sometimes it really doesn't feel like hours.
It don't.
So, and honestly, sometimes you just need to talk. Like I'm definitely a person where I talk a lot, period. I just need to talk. Just let me talk. I need to talk.
Yes.
Go around in circles, come back, and then and I'm gonna be okay. Just
and it all makes sense.
Yes.
Exactly.
Because you have to get through whatever is in your head. It cracks me up because T would be like, Eb, I'm sorry. Because I'm like, girl, you know I do it too. Whatever's in your head at that moment could switch and be something different 2 minutes later. I'm cool with it. I will figure it out once we get to that point.
Completely. I can't tell you how many times me and my girl next will be on the phone. I mean, boo-hooing. and just, you know, just the craziest of emotions. And then all it takes is bitch.
Yes.
Like completely different emotion. We now on like something else. We laugh. Like it's totally different. Yeah.
I love it though. I love it. But I will admit, y'all, now that we're like still talking about therapy and stuff, one thing I've gotten to the point of is noticing my triggers and when they kind of, so that is what's leading me back to finding the right therapy for me.
Gotcha.
I realize that's really why I'm probably not there yet, but it's like now I peeled through or whatever else layers I had to, and here I am at this point where it's like I still get these triggers on these moments, and I'm like, all right. So anyone out there, if you guys have, you know, insight on whatever kind of therapy online, preferably online. I'm okay with FaceTiming, Zoomings, or whatever, but send them my way because I think I may do something other than what I started with, the lady at the TC&J tea. I think I want to try someone else. But nonetheless, if anyone has anyone, and it's weird because I'll be honest, a part of me wants a guy, a part of me wants a Black man.
Really? Why?
So, oh man, maybe I need to just go ahead. So, Dunni, I am divorced, right?
Oh,
So,
she did it out
a
loud.
lot
Oh,
of it is to understand.
oh, Ebony, I'm so proud of you. So no one really knows this. So it's her first time bringing it out. So Ebony, I'm really proud of you. And it's okay. It's really okay.
I wasn't supposed to do that today.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's really
But
okay.
I know I'm this person to help others. And I know
Yeah.
that's what my whole life is. You know what I mean? Like I feel like we're never here for ourselves. We're here for other people. We're
Yeah.
here for our kids. Eventually we'll be here for our parents,
Yeah.
brothers, siblings, whatever, friends. So for me, it's certain things because I'm not an open book. But again, if I feel like I can help someone out of something or situation, because nothing for nothing, your cousin is my best friend to this day, forever. We are like this still. So, but it's this thing where I'm like, now I'm to a point where I know me as a woman, but I want to understand in a different, yeah. I unpacked a lot. Sorry.
No, you don't have to apologize. I'm sending you all the love and light right now. All of it. And I commend you for sharing that. That's not that's not easy to go through.
Yeah.
I'm literally, it's not easy to go through. I was just about to put some of my business out there and I can't do that. It's not easy to go through.
No.
Yeah.
But you know what? Like I said, I'm not into, again, I don't want people to look at this as a, oh man, Eb should know. I'm literally for telling people that if you're feeling something, I say this to T all the time, you go through it. You feel it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never hold it. And when it's your time, when you're ready, you speak on it because again, you really don't know who you could be helping.
Yeah.
That is really just my end goal. Like my grandma used to always say, she just never wanted her living to be in vain. And it wasn't. So to me, in learning that and feeling that, I'm just like, yo, like, there's so many women out here, so many girls, my girls eventually. Like, I don't want them to go through those type of traumas either. You know what I mean? When it comes to the situation at hand. So I say all that to say, my choice in wanting a male therapist is to have a better understanding because sometimes and this is why I've also had so many male friends or always been up under like my uncles or whatever because they're men.
Yeah.
So sometimes I need to be checked.
I mean, honestly, that rationale makes a lot of sense. And, so interesting you say that because one of my friends, she would say that when she started therapy, she wanted a white woman. And she said the reason she wanted a white woman was because she wanted somebody who was completely objective. She was like, because she also wanted it validated that the shit that she's been going through is crazy. Because she's Nigerian and she was born and raised in London. And she was just like, she doesn't want a Black woman because she feels like all Black women, we all kind of have similar trauma.
Stories,
Exactly. We can all relate, and it's too easy for us to understand the trauma that we each go through. She was like, wanted somebody else who is completely unfamiliar with the culture, unfamiliar with like the racial context and all of that, so that she can understand that the things that she had been through actually are insane. You know what I mean? That like that shit is not normal and it's okay for her to feel that way. She's like, she wanted that validation that like this shit that is normal is not okay. Yeah.
That's actually really good.
we do often. Ooh, we could talk. Oh man, we could talk about that too one day, because oftentimes, especially when we get with our friends, sometimes it's too validated to a point, because our parents, our grandparents' parents went through things that were normal.
Even as friends, you know what I mean? As friends, you're like, what that nigga did? Oh, yeah. And it's like, no, that's actually not okay. It's not okay.
Yeah, and I was just telling like another girlfriend of mine today is that we all could sit here is, you know, if somebody do something, be like, girl, no, you shouldn't be doing this. I said, but so like even yesterday, Eb and I was talking to another girlfriend. She was going through something, and instead of bashing him, it was like, okay, here's what you should do.
Yep.
Because it's just like sometimes you do got to point it back to yourself. But yeah, tell him to do X, Y, and Z too. But make sure you bring it back to you and focus on what did you do like in the situation. And I think too many, and I do have different sets of friends.
You were frozen.
You were frozen for a moment. We were both like, it was pretty good.
So last week she did it. That was on with Jay and Tyrone. And when she froze, we all were like, we froze, but we was like, okay, wait, we still can move. We ain't free.
I was with you. I'm like, yo, she taking us. And then I was like, wait a minute.
But it was just, you know, it's like, it's just knowing that, you know, like being with your girlfriends, you don't always have to dash.
Right.
And like I said, like with me, I do have certain sets of friends, and some know more than others.
Mm-hmm.
But I also try to tell them, and I hope that they do this for me, is just be real with me about something that I'm doing, or not bashing like the situation or the person that I'm dealing with. You know, like, try to help, give tips, because it's you know, like it's easy to say, "Oh, girl, just leave it alone," or just do it. No, it's not that easy. You know, stuff is not that easy.
Yeah. And honestly, people aren't disposable, you know, and I think that like sometimes I feel like our society is so big on like, you know, oh, you know,
cancel culture.
Yeah. And now don't get me wrong, I am not saying by any means that anybody should stay somewhere that's either not healthy or that they're not getting what they want.
Yeah.
Your man, if your girl is cheating on you, I mean, I'm gonna leave it up to you. I don't think you should stay, but that's your prerogative. Right. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you decide to do. Okay, I don't believe in struggle love, so I don't feel like you have to struggle and put up with a bunch of nonsense just to have somebody. I believe that you can have healthy love that doesn't come with a lot of pain. At the same time, you know, people are complex, and like sometimes you just got to work through some shit. You know what I mean? It's a journey when you're talking about being with somebody. So yeah, it's not just as simple as like, oh, just leave. Oh, just, you know, get up out of there.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Station, you guys, has been it's been everything.
No, I thoroughly enjoy it. I can't believe it's 10 o'clock. It doesn't even feel like
I know already.
I'm trying not to keep looking at my watch, and plus it's only because I keep getting these like messages buzzing in my hand, and it's like, what is this? But no, Dunni, you are amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Keep doing everything that you're doing.
So are y'all, and I love this platform that y'all have created.
Absolutely,
really do.
Thank you.
No idea where it's gonna take us, but
keep at it.
We're here.
We just doing it.
Just keep at it. The big thing I think is consistency. Even if you feel like nobody's watching or nobody's tuning in or nobody's engaging.
The fact that you said the consistency word again, you see that we're consistent with something.
Once.
With something. It's okay.
Yo, honestly, I'm not even gonna hold you. With my podcast, I was like, this is like one of the most consistent relationships that I have been in. Because I am so good for being like, I'm not doing this.
But it's because you can talk. You can talk about whatever.
You're right. That's
you gotta get the right man to listen to you talk.
You got a point. You got a point. You got a point there.
It's all about talking, girl.
Yeah. You got a point. Thank you so much, ladies. I had a great time.
Thank you.
Yes, me too. Thank you. Can you let us know when your podcast starts and where we can catch it?
Yes. So our new episode starts this Thursday. The podcast is called Beauty Needs Me. So we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, literally anywhere you can listen to a podcast. Just type in Beauty Needs Me and we're there. You can follow us on Instagram at Beauty Needs Me also.
Okay.
Got it.
Thank you.
Put that in the group text.
I appreciate it.
Thank y'all. It was so good seeing y'all and chatting with y'all. All right. Bye.